Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into Win Jaime's Heart. We're diving into the final episode, episode 6. I just finished reacting to episode 5, and episode 4, and episode 3, and episode 2. And yeah. Wild manner of shenanigans. All kinds of things are going down. And yeah, we're in the final stretch of it. We left Jaime and Winston in the bathroom, hardcore making out. And we're going to see where the things go. This episode is entitled, What is Love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I mean, it's just what is love, but you can't say what is love without thinking of that. So, yeah. We're gonna just dive in and just see where the things go, see where the pieces land, where the chips fall, and yeah. So let's go. Soundtrack. Cause when I'm not here, it's like I'm fine. This is so wrong. But don't do it. You're horny, that's why. Hormones cloud your judgment. Also, the door is still wide open. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, we kicked him out. Okay. I thought he was shoving him into a bedroom. It's like, damn, y'all old. But all I see is you. Hey! I keep searching.
Uy, tatagal nyo. Bakit kaya yung itsura mo? Si Winston, nasaan? Uy! Ano, lasing ka na? Hindi mo na kaya?
Si Winston? Natulog ko siguro yun.
Okay.
I feel like a simple conversation could clear up so many things right now. Do I have to tell you one more time I will? It was a fiery kiss. Girl, baby girl.
Guys.
Okay, nice slow callback.
Guys.
Again. We should. Oh, this claustrophobia. Oh, baby.
Guys, this is not funny.
I mean, they did did say at the beginning that the door locks on its own sometimes.
Guys, this is not funny!
Again, rather than explaining that to your tenants, you should probably just get the door fixed.
Guys!
I do like this sort of like shaky, bouncy camera work to start this scene. Wait.
Winston? 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 Winston?
Winston? Hey! Nandito na. Nandito na ako. Come here. Nandito na ako.
Poor baby.
Okay na? Okay ka lang? Ha? Gusto lang ako. Ha? Winston? Hey.
Winston? Ano nangyari? Ano nangyari? Winston? Si Ardo! Kumuha tubig! Kumuha kang tubig! Winston! Dito na ako! Dito na ako! Si Ardo! Okay ka lang ba? Ha? Nandito na ako! Nandito na ako! Nandito na ako! Okay lang. Okay lang yan. Okay lang. Ako na bahala dito. Ako na bahala kay Winston. Nandito lang ako. Tama na tayo. Okay lang yan. Okay lang. Dito na ako. Dito na ako, ha?
Sorry ha. Bumagsak na kasi ako kanina eh. Hindi ko tuloy nalaman na may nangyari na pala kay Vince.
Sobrang lalim pala ng trauma ni Winston, no?
Alam mo, totoo. Sobrang lalalim ng mga sugat na dinagyan ng mga nakaraan niya.
To say the
Actually,
least.
alam mo ba? Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa sila okay ng daddy niya.
I just don't get it. May mga ganun palang tao, no? And to think, na sariling ama pa. Sobrang special ni Winston. At hindi niya deserve yun.
Alam mo, hindi ka pa. Sobrang understanding mo.
Well, yes, eventually.
Ano ibig sabihin nun, ha?
Lumaki kasi ako with my lesbian moms. At sa mata ng ibang tao, di yun normal. Dahil ko inisip na, bakit kaya ako wala sa normal na pamilya? Pero binusog naman nila ako ng pagmamahal. Hanggang sa ma-realize ko na, sino ba kasing gumawa ng definition ng normal? Kailangan ba talaga may label yung mga tao? Hindi pa ba sapat na pare-pareho tayo nagkakayang magmahal? Na kahit sa iba't ibang paraan. Kasi kahit anong mangyari, we are all connected by one love. Sa kahit na anong forms pa.
He has a way with words. He's good at saying things. I'll tell you that.
Nandala ako sa mga sinabi mo.
Gusto mo bang pag-usapan? Alam mo naman na I'm always here for you, right?
I know. Thank you.
Naalala mo ba nung high school tayo? Nung first time ko nakitang sinumpong ka? Hindi ko alam gagawin ko nun, kaya kumuha ko ng tubig tsaka binuhos sa'yo. Lalo ko nataranta kasi nakita ka tayong nanginginig. Kaya binuhusan ko na rin yung sarili ko. Tapos nung ka bumalik sa wisyo.
That's real. I can remember seeing the first time my mom was having
Yan
a
yung gusto ko makita.
panic attack, and I'm
Masaya
like,
ka.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Alam mo, sobrang swerte ko.
It
Talaga
takes
sa'yo.
adjustment.
Sus!
It's a learning
Ano
curve.
pa ako? Honestly, dati akala ko nga liligawan mo ako eh.
Loko.
Totoo nga. Tingnan mo. Napunta pa tuloy ako sa maling tao. Nasaktan pa tuloy ako. Alam mo naman yung pinagdaanan ko, di ba? Grabe, no? Binago ko yung sarili ko para sa lalaking wala namang kayang ibigay kundi
Girl, been there.
heartbreaks. Remember, sobrang taba ko nun, diba? Tapos wala pang kaayos-ayos.
Oo. Sobra. Major transformation nga eh.
Yun nga hindi ko matanggap eh. Maganda naman ako, diba?
You're gorgeous.
Ano
I've
pa
been
ba
saying that
kulang
since
sa
the first
akin?
episode.
Di ba ako katanggap-tanggap? Gusto ko lang naman ng makatagpo ng lalaking mamahalin ako kung sino ako. Pero, alam mo, lately, na-realize ko na it's never right to change yourself for other people.
Preach, sister.
Ganun na lang pala talaga ka-importante na gawin mo yung mga bagay-bagay
Like
para
if you
sa
want to
sarili
cut
mo.
your hair or you want
Basic,
to lose weight
pero
or whatever, as long as it's for yourself,
kaya
that's all
lagi
that
natin
matters. But doing it for other
nakakalimutan na
people.
we need to fully accept and love ourselves before loving someone else.
Pero ang galing mo ah. That's my girl.
It's such shiny, moisturized legs.
Pero ngayon, masaya ka. Masaya ka ba kaya?
No, biglang ganun.
Hindi nga.
Please answer the question, because that's going to dictate whether or not I can
Are you falling
dig him
in love
down.
with me?
He's really a nice guy and very attractive.
Doesn't answer the question.
So, in-love ka na nga.
No.
Di ba yun naman yung gusto mo?
It's not about what I want, it's about what you want. What do you want? Please tell me what you want. You just said we shouldn't be doing things for other people. So don't date him because you think I want you to be happy with him.
When we were younger, all we wanted to do was grow up and experience everything life has to offer.
That was the biggest prank of childhood.
There are
Growing
lucky
up.
ones na growing up is the only thing they had to do. And there are also people like us na hiding who we really are whenever we're around others is something that we got used to growing up. It became a second nature and it made us stronger. So we went through life thinking we're gonna be fine. Na lahat ng emotions that we've been trying to conceal for years won't actually come back to make us realize that we have to face everything that we're running away from. But who we really are is revealed at how we pick ourselves up during our weakest moments.
Magtabi-tabi na lang tayo matulog. Miss na si Jordan.
Iba-iba man tayo ng paraan to get ourselves out of the dark
I
place.
mean, unless you were planning on kicking her out of the bed, I don't know if you have much
We're doing our
choice.
best not to stay there for too long. Tonight, I saw that version of myself again. The one that I have always been trying to forget. Na nag-exist pala. And this time, I am confronting him. No more running away.
I wish I could lessen the pain. Hindi ko man alam kung gaano ka nahihirapan ngayon. Nandito lang ako, Winston. Dito lang.
Pangiti-ngiti, kala mo naman masaya.
A weekend that's supposed to be about healing someone's broken heart ended up healing a heart that's been locked up all along.
Ass.
Tong weekend na to, nakakita tayo ng iba't ibang anyo ng pag-ibig. There's the kind of love na simula pa lang, andyan na. Pusang lumago. Yung kind of love na hindi nanghingi ng kahit anong kapalit. Yung kind of love na makita lang nilang masayang mahal nila, eh sapat na.
Bye, Jordan.
Then, there's the type of love that's burning with desire to connect. The kind of love that doesn't want to waste time. The kind of love that most people dreamt about but rarely gets. Lastly, andyan din yung kind of love na ngayon mo lang hinayaang kumawala. Yung kind of love na kahit ikaw sa sarili mo, di mo inakalang ganun pala kasabik kumapit sa taong sinisigaw ng puso mo. To love and to be loved in return. This is what we all want in the end. Pero iba't iba ang anyo ng pag-ibig. Sino nga ba tayo para magsabi kung ano ang tama? Di ba't ang mahalaga nga? Nagmahal ka.
I promised to take care of her heart. But I can't let him go.
Huwag kang pangga. Hindi
Is that where we're ending it?
sinasabi
Is that the end?
na sa isang higla.
Okay. I have mixed mixed feelings. Let's start from the top. So, kiss, make out session, kind of where we left off, and it did not go the way that I intended, or that I had thought it was going to go. It went quite a different route, and I was actually very, very, not necessarily happy to see what happened, but I was happy from a narrative standpoint. I was happy to see what happened. So Winston pushed him out of the bathroom, like, no, get out of here, blah, 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 shut the door. And, you know, rinsed off his face, kind of collected himself, and was like, okay, fine, let me go out there and handle what I gotta handle. And then there were just nice callbacks in this moment. So we had already previously set up that the door does not lock, or it locks on its own sometimes, and you know the door's got issues, and rather than getting it fixed, we're just going to tell people the door has issues. So I've already set that up, and then we set up the fact that he's claustrophobic because of things that he experienced with his dad growing up. Dad locking him into cupboards and closets and whatnot. So we already established those two things, and it was a nice callback to those two things. And I was happy to see that, because there was another thing that we there are a couple things that we've introduced along the way that played no part in the storytelling at all. They were just kind of there. One being the other friend that contacted Jaime online when they first got to this house. I was wondering whether or not that was, especially since they introduced him the same episode they introduced Tony, which turned out to be Winston's dad. So since they introduced both of them in that same episode in the same way, I thought they would play similar, not maybe the same kind of roles, but just similar, unless... Hold on, I'll get to that in a second. But I thought they were going to play similar important roles. Me talking out loud, making more ideas pop up in my head. I thought they were going to play similar kind of roles, but then that other guy just vanished. Was not here. Not here. Just that one little conversation gone forever. So, well, okay. And another thing we introduced was in the very first episode, like in the first scene, when Jaime was in his room doing whatever he was doing, and you know, playing his guitar, the phone rang, voicemail. Someone was calling saying, hey, we're having the wedding, we miss you, we want to make up with you, something along those lines. And then we just never brought that back into the picture again. Yeah. Boom. Gone. So I thought that might have just been kind of a running thing, because again, the series is so short. And not saying you need a lot of episodes to tell a convincing story. Hell, if you've tuned into Synergy Extreme the last couple Fridays, where me, the two, DC and Edison from Femmes React, and Kayla from Moon's Consort were the five of us were have been watching Moonlight Chicken, and we've had lots of great discussions. Like, we've been watching 2 episodes each stream, and it's taken us like 4 hours to get through the 2 episodes, because we keep having all kinds of manner of discussions. But one thing that DC keeps saying throughout, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, is you don't need to have an abundance of episodes to tell a good story. You can tell a compelling story in 8 episodes if you want to, in 5 episodes, and whatever. Like, hell, look at I Told Sunset About You, and I Promised You the Moon. Each of those were 5 episodes each. Granted, each episode was an hour and a half long, but still, like, you don't need an abundance of time to tell a good, compelling story. My worry with this was that since they were such short episodes, and we had so few episodes, that they might be introducing too many parts into the storyline that they weren't going to be able to actually keep up with. So I was happy when we got to that scene where he was getting locked into the room and we're recalling, because like we had set up those points, we had set up those plot points, and now they're all paying off in this scene. Obviously I don't want to see him, have an attack of claustrophobia. That's not what I want to see him have, but like, again, from a narrative standpoint, I was glad to see those little bits and pieces that we set up scattered throughout the episodes coming to fruition here in this scene. So eventually Jaime came along, got the door open, holding him, cuddling him, trying to calm him down. But I've never had a bout with claustrophobia, mainly because I'm not claustrophobic, so I've not had that. So I can't say what it's like to have one of those episodes. I can't say whether the person in one of those episodes can hear what's going on outside once they're in that sort of state. It seems just from like how he was being non-responsive that he may or may not, that he did not hear like people outside him, like, oh, I'm here, it'll be okay. Like he didn't hear the comfort. He was in his own world of, this claustrophobia attack that he was in. That may be how it is, that may not be how it is, or it may be different for each person. I don't know. But it seemed as though when he was in that state, he couldn't quite hear the other people around him comforting him, just trying to keep him calm, keep him safe. But Jaime was there, and then Hart came along, and she's like, okay, I've seen this before. I know what to do. Go get me some water, and I will handle this from here. I got this. And eventually, he did come back, settle down, and was able to have conversation with Hart. But and in the conversation that he had with Hart, I like the fact that they kind of went down this little nostalgic trip, and she's like, do you remember the first time you had an episode and I didn't know what to do, so I threw water on you, and then I was nervous because you were shaking, so then I threw water on myself. It's cute. It's a cute little trip down memory lane, and also it felt very relatable because, like I said, I've never had any of these kind of attacks. I've never had a panic attack. I've never had claustrophobia or anything like that. But like my mom suffered from panic attacks for a long time, and I can remember one of my earliest, not one of my earliest memories in life, but I may not remember the very first time she had a panic attack, but I can remember one of the earlier ones. I remember her. I think she was changing the light in the chandelier in our dining room table, or in our dining room table, and she was standing on the dining room to be able to reach the fixture. Okay, cool, got it, whatever. And then there was just something that got triggered. Something got triggered while she was standing up there, and she couldn't get down. She could not get down. She could not get down. She was in the middle of an episode, and it took a lot of like my dad, all of us around to like just kind of help her down. But like I had no idea what was happening at that point. I'd never seen my mother like that, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But she's had other episodes since then, and like since then I know how to talk to her, how to handle her. Okay, have you had this pill? Okay, let me go grab this, or whatever. Here's some water, but like I know how to handle her now. But like that felt like a really relatable moment. It's like the first time around, I didn't know what to do, so I just threw water at you, and then it didn't work, so I threw water at myself, and I'm like, I'm making things worse. Relatable. And I like the conversation Jaime and Jordan were having outside. Again, if for nothing else, giving Jordan's character just a little bit more groundedness, grounding him in reality, not making him just this flat one-dimensional big ball of energy like we have. Yes, he still has that, but then we keep bringing him back down and giving Gio, the actor, opportunities to flex his acting and just to give the character more depth. I really, really enjoy that. Then Hart and Winston, Hart fell asleep on Winston. Jaime came into the room, and they held hands, they locked eyes, and they each had their own little narrative monologue that they were thinking. And there were just lots of feelings, lots of emotions that were being brought to the surface. And Winston felt ready. He felt at a point where it's like, okay, I'm not going to hide from this anymore. I'm going to face it head on. And he contacted his dad. He responded to his dad's messages like, hey, I'm ready to talk. There's so many things I want to talk to you about. I thought hiding away would make it better, but no, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, good. We love to see the growth. And then that nice little voiceover that they were having when they were all saying goodbye to Jordan. Again, really, really nice, really poignant, kind of driving home the overarching theme of this, where it's like, yes, we all came here for this weekend to heal one broken heart, but it ended up revealing feelings of another heart and this, that, and the other. And great great, great, great. I'm glad for this realization, and I'm glad that these characters are getting this sense of, I don't know, discovery. Just discovering parts of themselves that they've kind of been avoiding or kept locked up. But then it just kind of ended. Like, it ended with Jaime going live to confess his truth. And he's like, I know I'm supposed to take care of her heart, but I can't because I can't let him go. And then the episode ends. And I'm like, were we setting up for a potential second season? Was there supposed to be an episode 7 and there just wasn't for some reason? Or was that our intended... because I have questions. Like, I'm assuming he's talking about Hart and Winston in that, but at the same time, maybe he's not. He very well could be talking about someone else. There could have been a past love gentleman. Maybe, and that's where I was saying earlier, oh, I have got ideas now. Maybe it was the guy who wrote him on Facebook in his DMs that just never appeared ever again. Maybe he's been trying to avoid dealing with that. He might still be hung up on that guy. And, you know, pursuing Winston and pursuing Hart is just his way of trying to move past that. I don't know. Or maybe it was in relation to Hart and Winston. But it all just felt kind of abrupt. And I'm fine with it not necessarily having like happy ending where, oh, Winston and Jaime are in a relationship, and like, I'm fine with that not being the case. It feels grounded in reality because maybe that's just not where their story is right now. They're not ready for that. Reminds me of, again, another Filipino series, Gaza Pelikula. But they were kind of setting up for a second season that just never came to be because of scummy production things and whatnot. We won't get into that. But like, it just felt very abrupt, like they were setting up for something and then that something's just never come. So I would, like, I'm glad Jaime was speaking his truth into existence. Great. But from just the storytelling perspective of it, I would have liked it to have either continued and give me just a little bit more resolution, closure on some of the things, or have just ended at that scene when they were all saying goodbye to Jordan and leaving the house. Because that felt like a good sort of like narrative cutoff point. This felt like a bonus scene at the end of a movie that we're setting up the sequel. Like, if this were an Avengers movie, this feels like that little post-credit scene that, stay tuned before after the credits to see the scene that's going to set up what's going to happen in the second movie. Like, that's almost kind of what that felt like for me. So yeah, just from a storytelling standpoint, I would have either cut off that scene or extended the episode a little bit longer to just flesh out some other things. Is Hart okay? Is she gonna be okay? I don't know. Winston's ready to talk to his dad. Did that go okay? I don't know. Did Jaime and Winston ever speak ever again? I don't know. Did Jaime speak to any of these people ever again once they went back to the real world? I don't know. So yeah, it felt very open-ended, like they were potentially trying to set up a second season, and maybe a second season just never came. I don't know. But yeah, all in all, it was a cute series, and it was a cute ride. I enjoyed. The soundtrack was fantastic. Oh my god, love the soundtrack. Acting was great for overall. I loved some of the cinematography, some of the choices that they made there. Like when he was having the attack in the bathroom, I loved the camera work there. It felt like, okay, we're on this roller coaster ride with him right now. Yeah, there were lots of things about this series I liked. And I wish that we're either a little bit longer, or maybe we made each episode maybe like 5 minutes longer so we had time to explore some things a little bit more. But there were some things that they did really, really well, and I enjoyed it. And of course, the science. We love the science on this channel. I thoroughly enjoy the science. You know it. That's what brought me to this series in the first place, the science. So yeah, there are lots of things that they did well and I enjoyed. And I hope you guys enjoyed them too. I definitely need to see if there's like a official soundtrack on the iTunes for this. And if there's not, then I gotta look up all these songs individually like I had to do with Gaia Saw Pellicula. But I'd love even the music that didn't have words, that was just like ambient music and whatnot. Love. Does not appear that there is an iTunes album. That is okay. I guess I will go look up all the songs later. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little journey we went on. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. Don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah.
And before you guys go, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone supporting me over on Patreon. This channel would not be what it is today without your continued support, and I can't begin to thank you guys enough for all you've done for me. If you'd like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya!